So what I want to do today, we played with the one camera, and I mentioned previously it's possible to add set 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras to a scene, making it a much more interesting project. But I haven't shown you how to do the second, third, fourth camera. So we're just going to do a second camera. It could be done on the crane, and we attach it to the crane just the exact same way we attach a camera to a rig rail. Or we can just throw a camera in there. So that's all I'm going to do to demonstrate what we're going to be doing. I can just go over here to camera. I'm going to create a new Cinecamera actor. And I'm going to rename it to Actor 2 or Camera 2, just like the big control rooms. Go to Camera 2. So now we've got Camera 2 in here, and we can position it wherever we want. Right now I'm on Camera 2. So I'm going to have a camera 2, and I'm just going to place it over here at a random position. We can enable the look at. No, I don't want to look at the other camera. That's kind of boring. Yeah, we're going to break the fourth wall with this. We got Hannah selected. We're going to, I'm not going to rip the, well, let's adjust that offset a little, raise it up a little bit. Oh, too much. And set the focus to tracking, though it shouldn't make any difference. It'll just automatically get it set correctly. And again, track Hannah. There we go. Now she's in the field. Now currently my camera cuts stop when my recording stops. I can change, I'm going to close up camera 2 here, the Cinecamera actor. And I just want it to record that one part on the Cinecamera actor. So we're going to include camera component there. And I'm just going to tell it to go ahead and move this all the way over here because it's going all the way around. And then we're just going to set a keyframe right there to stop that. Now I'll close Cinecamera actor. And I'm going to go back up here to camera 2, and I'm going to extend my field here a little bit, just a little, and move this over here to the next frame, okay? And I want to tell it to insert camera 2 into this area. Now camera 2 is running automatically in the scene, but it doesn't go into my camera cuts. My camera cuts is what's recorded to my rendering. Anything that's in camera cuts goes to rendering. So I want to, yes, hit plus and then camera 2. And there's camera 2. So I do my, oops, turn that camera on. There we go. We do our spin around Hannah as she's idling and then jump to camera 2. Now if I render, I've got 2 cameras. I've added the second camera to the scene, which is going to become very valuable for the next project that we're going to do. I'm not requiring that for submission, adding the second camera, but you are going to be using a second camera for the next project. It only renders what's in your camera cuts. Both are live all the time, but I can jump back and forth between the 2 cameras to show my scene. Just makes your work more cinematic. So we'll save that because that's just so cool. All right, we started a new scene last time, and I know a lot of people had problems because the files are just simply so big. I'm going to jump over here to Mission Minerva, and I've been working on pulling in assets and getting them rendered into the scene. And I've got a few. I do not by any means have this finished, but we're starting to get some things in the scene. The goal is I want you to arrange this, and here's my plan for my movie. You're going to make your own movie from this materials, and we're going to do it all basically by the end of next week, because getting the assets in there is the big thing. The goal is I want you to shoot a little movie of 30 seconds. I'm planning on including my character, Hannah, and I've already placed Hannah Actually, I've got her up here. There's Hannah. Hit the F key. There's Hannah. What? Say hi, Hannah. Hi, Hannah. So there's Hannah. And I'm going to use my little transport here, my cargo ship, and let me find the controls on it. They're little bitty, right there. And I'm going to have the cargo ship fly in and land in the scene. We can do some VFX, thrusters. I'll show you how to do thrusters on Tuesday. We can have dust happening in the environment. We're going to have the full scene, all kinds of things happening in the environment by the end of next week. So let's go over some basic things that we need to do to some of the assets so that we can use them. Is it a good idea if my ship is flying around with the tailgate open? It worked on Firefly, the TV series, Hero Called Jane. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. If you don't know what I'm talking about, YouTube search it. Hero Called Jane, Firefly, best of the entire Firefly series. It's hilarious. Of course, if you know the characters, it's even better. So I've got an open tailgate. I need to adjust that. One of the cool reasons why we went with the KitBash is that we can make changes to the models, i.e. KitBash them, in the environment. So I've got my cargo here and I need to edit it. So here's my cargo ship in my details. Inside your details, it lists all the different components. So you got the body, the cargo, the catwalk on it, a crane, the door. And when I select the door, you can see the door became highlighted here. I want to change the pivot point on the door and close it. Because right now, if I select just door, I can do this and move it around. Or I could even rotate it. I can go up here to rotate. I can rotate the door approximately to what I want and then move it up and in. Change the rotation a little bit more. Oh, my angle snap to is too high. It's currently at 10. Let's drop that to 5. There, that looks better. And we'll move it up so it looks like it's closed. We'll need to do the same with the struts. So I'm going to select the door struts. I need to rotate those and just slide them into the body of the compartment. Just get them out of sight. Out of sight, out of mind. And then we need to do the same with this tail of the door. It's supposed to slide out of this door, the ramp. So I'm going to slide that up, rotate it, and then move it over. And again, we just kind of want to get that out of sight. We can pull it out later. There we go. And now my ship, Cargo A, looks airworthy. Isn't that cool? And we can even adjust the controls on it for the thrusters. Next week we're going to be adding our thruster to that. So it'll be really cool. We'll have fire shooting out. Woohoo! So we've got that ship set now. I can move it around to other locations so that it flies in. But that's my plan. I'm going to have this fly into the scene, land, and have some characters walking around inside the scene, maybe interacting with it. Now, I mentioned before, I've got Hannah inside the main center here. It looks like some kind of command or maybe it's a recreation center. I don't know. But we've got them in it's a community center. So we've got the community center there and Hannah's inside. But my idea of this environment is that it's a harsh environment. There might not be enough oxygen available to it. So we need something that's a little bit more spacesuit looking. We've got a solution for that. So I'm going to save my project because I don't want to lose all the great stuff I've already done. I'm going to go over to Edit, down here to Plugins, and I want you to type in storm. Storm Sync is Unreal's new tool to be able to export and import objects easily between systems. And it makes sure that you've got all the dependencies so that it'll work correctly. So if it's not already turned on, turn on Storm Sync. It will probably say you need to restart your editor to use Storm Sync. So go ahead and do that, because for the next step, you're going to want to Storm Sync. So turn on Storm Sync, restart your computer, and then go over to Canvas, and in the file areas, I have uploaded Manny and Quinn, and that is a Storm Sync file. It's about 400 meg. Now, you can get Manny and Quinn yourself if you start a game project and start a third-person or first-person game. It automatically gives you both of these characters, these avatars. But if you didn't do that, you started a virtual production film project like we did, you don't automatically get these. And even if you go in and say, well, I'll just simply add it to the project, you still don't get all of the animations that are by default part of the characters, which makes life so much easier if we got characters that can walk and wave and do all kinds of fun stuff like that. So you need to download Manny and Quinn from the files area, and then back in your project, you can go, you need to import it into that. Let's make, I already did. But I want to show you how. I created a characters folder for my Manny and Quinn. So I just created a new folder and then just drag it in. It literally is that simple. So go over here, go to my file. I downloaded it, didn't I? Where did I put it? Oh, I put it in documents. There's Manny and Quinn. I'm going to go over here, open the content drawer, and then I can drag Manny and Quinn into my content, and it'll want to do the full import. And all you have to do is say, yeah, list of files to import, click on that, and import them. I'm not going to do that because then I will have them twice. But you just do that, the import is done in just a matter of minutes, and you've got the whole project available to you. So I now have Manny and Quinn. Mannequin, thank you. You don't want UE4. You want the other one. Go to animations, and then you've got Manny and you've got Quinn. Manny's the male, Quinn is the female. And so we can drag that into our scene, and there they are way down there. Oh, that's Quinn. I'm not sure why Quinn came up. It says it's Manny. I'll have to look, see what's going on. But I've got the animation now in there, and as you can see, that kind of looks like a space suit. Or it could be a robot. You know, if we're on a different planet, maybe we want robots doing all the work, not us. Hannah's inside in the comfort of the community center. Send the robots out to do the farming and unloading and stuff like that. So we're going to use some Manny and some Quins. Inside our environment, we're going to add some animations to them. And since they are now part of my scene, that means I can treat them like any old animation that I'm using in the project, like we were doing before with moving the camera around on the rig rail. Isn't that cool? Wow. This is going to be so awesome. I'm so glad I'm taking this class. Look at all the cool stuff we're doing. That's what you're saying. The person that's auditing the class.
Why did you say use the mannequin folder or not the mannequin folder?
You want to use the mannequin folder that does not have UE4.
Cool, it only gave me one.
Okay, that's what I intended. For some reason, I got both on this one. So the storm sync did it correctly. I may have to reload mine and make sure it works correctly. Okay, so now we've got some assets in there. Your next task, and this is going to be your main project over the weekend for our next class. You're going to want to rearrange these objects and create your scene. Then move around some cameras and spot the key things that you want to shoot from. Add some rig rails. You can use cranes if you want to. And set up the scene. Like I said, I'm going to have the ship flying in. I'm probably going to have Manny or Quinn on a control tower, waving at the ship coming in. It's a friendly settlement. And I'm going to have the ship land, and there'll be a cargo and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, we're going to add some particle effects on Tuesday and get everything ready to go. And then by Thursday, we're going to be ready to render the whole scene. So that's right. In 1 week, we will have created about a 20 to 30 second short. And anybody who's done animation before or hand-drawn 2D animation before knows that that's a lot, right? 24 frames per second or 30 frames per second, that's a lot to do. So get that all set up over the weekend, and we will get started then on adding VFX on Tuesday. Any questions? Theoretically, no. Let's not have 30 cameras in 1 second per camera.
I have 30 drops in here, so I don't need to explode my laptop.
Right. Let's not kill the system. But really, the cameras don't add any processing or do not add a lot of additional processing to it. It's the engine running that's doing all the processing. It's only viewing through that camera when it's in the camera cut. So that's the only time that camera's actually on.